Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli, and I love hearing when, companies are hiring a majority of a neurodiverse workforce, competitive pay, 401ks, health bennies and everything in between. And I came across a very special business in upstate New York. Please welcome to the show, Patrick Barsley, the co-founder and CEO of Spectrum Designs and Spectrum Suds. Hi, Patrick. How you doing?
Very well, Gina. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm so good. Thanks for being on the show. I want to know how you came up with this idea for Spectrum Designs and Suds.
Well, I'm a co-founder with two parents who have children on the autism spectrum, mothers in particular, who I think trailblaze paths less traveled. But the idea and the concept of the business was really necessity being the mother of all invention, right? We have a high unemployment rate for individuals on the autism spectrum who are graduating high school. And we were just kind of like, why don't we help that? Why don't we help with trying to counteract that? And I just had too many conversations with parents similar to my co-founders who were just so fearful of what happens next. And as the school bus stops coming, as they get older, as they, want to, pass on, and, all of those things in life that, you fear with your child. And I think that fear is heightened when you have a child who has extra, needs. And so employment's a big part of that. So if we could kind of answer some of that, then, we would hopefully be soothing some of that fear and concern.
So how long have you guys been around?
We were founded in 2011, so we're going into our 14th, 15th year. It goes so quickly. But yeah, we're well into 2 decades now.
Well, how many employees do you have, and how many employees are on the spectrum there?
Yeah, so company-wide, we have 75 employees, and 52 of whom are on the autism spectrum or some form of neurodiversity. And I should say disclosed, we don't ask. So it's about 65% of our workforce, and working in all aspects of and at all levels of the company, right? So obviously we have a laundry business and we make t-shirts and products, right? But we don't just have people working on machines or on the shop floor or in warehouse. Like, we have people in administration roles, we have people in marketing, we have people in managerial roles. Like, there really are autistic voices and the power of neurodiversity at all levels of the company.
Ever since I started following you guys from our first phone call, I liked your page. I started watching your videos on Instagram, and I love it. And everybody is just so darn happy there. And it looks like they're happy to go to work. Do you have any attrition there?
It's, our retention rate is incredibly high, as you can imagine. I think, there's a lot of talk around culture and workplace culture, and there's a lot of focus on that. And honestly, we don't spend a lot of time thinking about it or like trying to kind of manipulate it. What we have is a real spirit of inclusion, of accessibility, of celebrating difference, not just tolerating difference, but actually celebrating and embracing it. So what you get as a result of that is a bunch of people put together who are the least judgmental, most accepting, wonderful, kind people you could have in a room together. And so that makes it a great place to show up to every morning. And I think when you have that, it just creates an environment where people, like you say, are happy and want to be there and recognize that it's work and there are expectations and professional, guidelines and things like that. But we all are here because we have we believe in something bigger, and that's I think it binds us all.
The sad reality, Patrick, and you know this too, is so many people with disabilities, whether it's autism or anything, can't get that gainful employment, and those jobs don't come with health benefits or 401ks if they do. And a lot of people, sadly, companies are guilty of paying those kinds of folks minimum wage jobs or whatnot. What would you say is competitive about Spectrum Designs and Suds? Are people getting the health benefits, the 401ks, and you're not hiring them for $7.35 an hour?
Exactly. Yeah, we made a decision a long time ago that if we were going to move the needle and prevent things like generational poverty and things like that, and create real independence, we have to pay people competitively to our industry, to what it is to live in New York, which is not the cheapest state, newsflash.
Right.
And you have to help people understand saving for a future outside of work, and you have to provide health benefits to people. So all of these things and it sounds cheesy, but that's kind of access to the American dream, right? And like, we wanted to give that access to everyone and who works at Spectrum Design. So yeah, that's been a real kind of part of our philosophy as we've gone into and evolved as a company. And I'm really proud of what we offer, because it also helps with the retention, right? Like, you can have a great environment, but at the end of the day, people have to be able to pay their bills. They want to be able to move out of their family home. They need to have health insurance, and they want to be able to save. And so we really do our best to provide those things. And I think that really it makes us different from a lot of companies and organizations that maybe have done things in the past with good intentions, but it's a different era now.
So for companies looking for promotional products or individuals wanting a custom t-shirt, they can certainly go to the Spectrum Designs website. But what I found interesting is about the Spectrum Suds part. Care to share what that is in New York and how it's really making waves for families who just don't have time to do laundry?
Yeah. Well, so Spectrum Suds is about 6-7 years old, and we realized, halfway through our journey as a t-shirt business, was like, that's not for everyone, and not everyone wants to work in a t-shirt printing place. So we said, well, what else is kind of similar on the surface, but obviously very different? And what's been amazing is, I have to say, Gina, during the pandemic, Spectrum Suds in particular had a real growth spurt. And I think that's a lot to do with people not wanting to go to, public laundromats or be in, big crowded places. A lot of our clients are elderly and carrying the heavy bags. And so there's a real community feel to being able to offer a pick up and drop off laundry service. Our guys go out into the community, they knock on people's doors, or they take it straight from the door. It's a door-to-door service. And there's something quite special about, as you say, saving families time, helping someone who's, elderly or may not, want to do their laundry anymore. And but also from an autism perspective, while the t-shirt business and the laundry business as an industry seem very different, they're actually very similar in that you execute kind of clear, concrete steps that are pretty objective in terms of how they're executed and whether they're done. Whereas something like janitorial or landscaping, it's kind of more difficult because it's subjective, right? Like, is this room clean? Me and you might have a different interpretation of what clean means, right? But is this garment printed per the specs of the design and the mock-up? Yes. Is that laundry washed and folded and came out of the machine and ready to go? Yes. So there's a very clear beginning, middle, and end, which I think lends itself to people who enjoy repetition and enjoy structure and routine, which, by the way, I do. So, like, when we get busy, I love going down and printing or helping with the team. I find it pretty cathartic and reinforcing as well.
With me today, Patrick Bardsley, the co-founder and CEO of Spectrum Designs and Suds. When we get back, we're going to find out a little bit more about industry trends and where Spectrum Designs and Suds goes from here. Stay with me. Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, Patrick Bardsley, who's the co-founder and CEO of Spectrum Designs and Suds. You have two divisions and locations up in New York. Patrick, we are seeing more and more companies start up that are hiring nothing but a neurodiverse workforce. And I love that. It makes me feel good because my son, there is hope for him in the future. Patrick, what can we expect from Spectrum Designs and Suds in the future?
We've always had ambitions beyond New York and not just in our physical, like, we want to expand our footprint, which we absolutely do. And we're in talks with different states and different organizations around the country to bring our model to different places and ultimately expand our impact, because we have developed almost, a decade and a half of intellectual knowledge and best practices for not only industry, but also employing people on the spectrum and success factors for doing that, and the benefits of that, right? But we also feel like there's knowledge that we can share to just anyone who wants to implement neurodiversity hiring, and we encourage it. We do our best to do things like this where we share and talk about the benefits of it and inspire others to do it, because we alone can't possibly solve all of the, what needs to be done and pull at that unemployment rate. But I think one of the biggest things that I think businesses like Spectrum Designs and Spectrum Suds do, and more, is challenge and change patterns of thought and misconceptions around the capabilities of a neurodiverse workforce, from oh, that's a nice thing you're doing, to, oh wow, I should be doing this too, because there are now growing data sets and evidence around the benefits, not just the niceties, but the benefits of implementing a neurodiverse workforce, from retention to loyalty to accuracy to culture to corporate image to community, and all the things beyond that thankfully we're finally seeing a kind of enlightenment almost to being truly inclusive, and it's wonderful to see.
I think this kind of model works in any big populated city: Atlanta, LA, Chicago, Detroit, something where you are kind of going door to door to get the suds and get the people's clothes, and then also offering up, because the density of people and population are so big, really the amount of autistic people there can all flourish with this. Now, when you do your annual surveys on your folks and your employees, what is the most popular thing, or the best thing about working there, and maybe things that they want to work on? I'm sure it's probably, free snacks in the break room.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, yeah, we love doing our annual surveys, and we love getting the direct feedback. I think the most common thing we hear is people feeling like they're part of something bigger, and that they love the environment and the culture, and with we have people with and without disabilities, neurotypical and neurodiverse, working alongside each other. And I think the coolest thing I get to see is when someone who's neurodiverse teaches a new skill or is training someone who's neurotypical. And that's magic, right? And we kind of take that for granted. But yeah, we get a lot of that, a lot of people who feel like that they really align with the mission, and that's wonderful, and we're very fortunate to have the team we have. I think in terms of requests, yeah, of course people want more paid time off. They want summertime Fridays, which we've kind of implemented the last couple of years. Yeah, more food. Food is the thing. We do something where we bring an ice cream truck in, and everyone just resorts back to their childhood self, including me. So yeah, we do our best to hear from our employees as much as possible, because we're only as good as them.
And how can people find you, especially the videos? I can tell you, your Instagram page is so awesome. I just love, I think, was it today or yesterday, there was like an anniversary video of people celebrating their anniversaries or something. Everyone was so happy. They were dancing. It was just so delightful to watch. Where can people find you for purchasing new promotional products and getting their laundry done if they live in New York?
Yeah, no, and I have to give a shout out to our neurodiverse marketing team. I mean, they had a video that went completely viral and had 20 million views, and so it's been absolutely incredible.
Woo!
Yeah, and what's even better is that was made by Callie, who's autistic, and she's the the mouthpiece of the organization, which is super cool. Yeah, you can find us anywhere. So our website is spectrumdesigns.org. Find us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and you can always pick up a phone as well and call us. But all the information is there. Probably the best place to start is our website. Request a quote. We so appreciate when people, even there's no order too big or too small. At the end of the day, every single new order or new customer we get allows us to open our doors that much wider to a population who so deserve and need a fair shot.
So I have to tell you, this weekend, there was a big autism walk race, and I gave away all of my merchandise. This is prior to me knowing that y'all existed, right? And so I had bought cups and pens and little Kleenexes with my logo, but I've changed my logo. So I have a brand new logo that's more inclusive, because I get it. I was listening to all of my self-advocates that I have on the show, and the puzzle piece doesn't work anymore. Many feel it. Now, some are offended, some are not. So it's really 6 and 1/2 a dozen the other, right? But so I changed my logo, and I was thinking, you know what? I think I'm going to send you all of my business, because now that I know you exist, why wouldn't I, right?
Oh, we'd be proud to do that. Thank you, Gina. Yeah, that would mean a lot to us, and yeah, really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you and everyone there working so hard at Spectrum Designs and Spectrum Suds. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show, Patrick.
My pleasure, Gina. Thank you so much for having us.
The minute I heard that Spectrum Designs existed, I was thinking, when I did change my logo, it's a no-brainer. Now I know where I'm going to be putting my money at. And if you're looking for promotional material for your company, or maybe you're buying something like custom for somebody's Christmas present, please think about supporting Spectrum Designs at spectrumdesigns.org, because it's like a no-brainer. They're hiring our neurodiverse workforce and giving them health benefits and 401ks and competitive pay. I mean, it's like, and you got to follow them on socials, seriously, because their videos are terrific. They always make me smile, warms my heart. And like I said, like Patrick was saying, one of them had 20 million views and went viral. So, I mean, they're good. They're good videos, and they're good people. So, and if you know a business or you're part of an organization and you want to start a kind of a business like this, please reach out to me and I will make the connection between you and Patrick as soon as possible. If you know somebody I need to be speaking with that are making big moves in the world of autism or the world of disabilities, we are now in Down Syndrome Awareness Month, so I'm going to have and be featuring some folks making a difference in that area of disabilities as well coming up this month of October, and so much more. Please reach out to me, Gina at gcast.com. That's GKASTS.com. Till next time, we live life with the spectrum. See ya.
Bye.